Hey guys, welcome. In this lecture, we are also going to store our banners within the CloudFirestore database. Okay, now remember basically the need for saving our images within the storage was because we just needed to get the URL to that image. And you can see we are basically saving it to the CloudFirestore database. And remember, we had earlier did this manually, and now we want to create a code to automatically help us do this. Okay, to do this, we have to go back to our VSC code, and the first step is to store the Cloud Firestore package in a variable. And the reason for this is because in order to add any data within the Cloud Firestore database, we have to use the Cloud Firestore package and which we had earlier installed. So over here, we can then create a final variable and we can just go ahead and specify it is a type of Firebase Firestore. And now we can call this underscore Firestore, and it's gonna be equal to Firebase Firestore and dot instance. Great. And now the next step is to create a function to store our banners or our image within the Cloud Firestore database. Over here we can call this upload upload to Firestore. Okay, great. And the first step is to check if the user had picked any image or not. To do this, we can have the if statement over here and we can say if underscore image is not equal to null. That means the user has successfully picked an image. And what we want to do is to call this function called underscore upload banners to storage. And now you can see it wants us to pass the value to this variable called image, right? And this is going to be the underscore image. And remember, basically, this underscore image is a variable that is basically saving the picked image. You can see over here, right? You can see we created a variable called result, and over here we said result.files.first. So this is basically going to give us the picked file, and then we are saving it in a variable called underscore image. Okay, seems good. And also we can store the result in a variable called image URL. Image URL equal to, and it wants us to specify the type of variable. It is a type of string, and also it's going to take some time. So what we have to do is to use the async over here, and sorry, async. And the reason for this async is because we want to use the await over here. Now make sure you do not forget this await, else your code might not go as expected. Great. And now finally we want to store our banners to the Cloud Firestore database. To do this, we can then call that underscore Firestore. But before then, it's going to take some time to create this collection, and it's going to take some time to add the banners. So we have to then say we want to await this also. And now we can then say Firestore.collection. And remember we had earlier manually did this, and now we are doing this from the code. And the name of the collection is going to be called banners. You can see currently we already have this, and we can just delete it, and it's going to automatically create this. And over here you can see we have the document, and remember the document is basically referring to the image itself or the file itself. right? So to do this, we then have to then say dot doc, and the name of the doc is going to be the file name. Remember, the doc is basically referring to the image itself, and then the image itself has a field known as image, or you can just say the doc is basically referring to the banner itself or the selected file itself. Okay, and hopefully understand all this. And now finally we can then say dot set, and we want to specify the field, the field we want the image to have. We need this over here, and the only field we want to have for now, you can add more fields, but the only field we want to have for now is the image. Now we can assign this to the image URL variable, image URL. And hopefully you understand all this, but if you don't, please do well to let me know. Use Ctrl and S to save, and this is basically it. And over here, we can then call the function called upload to Firebase store. I think we call this upload to Firebase. This should, what are we going to call this? Okay, we can just upload to Firestore and not Firebase store. Okay, upload to Firestore should be okay. So it's not going to look as if we're referring to Firebase storage. Looks good. And this is basically it. Now we can just auto restart this, and trust me, we're going to get an error. We can just try this out and see what's okay. You can see this error. It says Firebase has not been correctly initialized, so we have to initialize Firebase within the main .dat file. Okay, in the next lecture we are just going to do this.